What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Duel, aka Mr. J, aquí en la casa, coming at you sideways, de nuevo, otra vez. So sit back and relax. Last night I uploaded a video, rap of me. You know, I decided to I haven't been writing music too much, and the other day, like 4 days ago, I was just going through YouTube and Mac 10 Slaughterhouse instrumental came on. And I was like, you know what? I've always been wanting to bust to this beat. But I never did, I never did. But till yesterday or the other day, like 3 days ago, I was like, you know what? I'm not doing nothing right now. Literally. You know what? It was Thanksgiving, actually. Thanksgiving Day. I was chilling, waiting for the food to get ready. And I started writing to it. So pretty much... like in half an hour or an hour, I was writing and I was just going over it, boom, 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 and I was like, oh, it's coming out right, My little daughter and my wife were pretty much hearing it too. They were hearing me rap and whatnot, and yesterday I decided, I was like, it's been a while that I haven't rapped. Like, I'm trying not to get into it, to recording, but I still want to at the same time. I've just been busy doing other things, pushing other things, and writing, you have to make time for it pretty much. Recording, you have to make time for it. It's a process. You have to look for beats. You have to pretty much, take your time on it. And I've just been focusing on other things, doing other things. But yeah, I wrote to it, and I hooked up the mic right here because this is originally my studio, but now I use for podcasts, where I record, and I hooked up the mic, and I was like, nah, I'm not feeling it, just because, I don't know if it was because I haven't done it in a while, and I'm like, I'm not trying to record, it's not my main thing right now. I haven't been rapping, but I did it. I busted it. It was a verse. It was a quick verse. I think I did a good job, but I wanted to do it raw, so I didn't edit it. I messed with it a little bit, but I still wanted it to sound as raw as possible. So check it out. It's on YouTube. You can find it on my page if you go through it. Like it, subscribe, and hopefully you guys like it. And I have other raps there too. So yeah, I did it yesterday. I uploaded it, and I've heard it a couple times myself. I think I did a good job for not recording in a long time. But yeah, it was dope. It was from the song West Side Slaughterhouse, the instrumental. And I think on that song it was Mac 10. It's from the Mac 10 album, but Mac 10 was on it. Ice Cube and Dub C. West Side Slaughterhouse. Very good jam, very good hardcore beat. And like I said, it's one of the hardest hip-hop songs ever. It's up there with any hardcore hip-hop jam. That jam is up there. It's West Coast, but they killed it. They killed that jam. And I'm a type of guy that doesn't really try to rap over other people's instrumentals. But hey, for money or anything like that. But this one, I was like, you know what? Just a freestyle flow type thing. I'm a bust. I wrote it real quick, and it's on there. So hopefully you guys check it out, like and subscribe. Also wanted to make this quick video. Like I said, I'm gonna try to keep posting content. I thought of that video that I put with the freestyle, I edited a little bit on the video. I threw a little bit of myself and my sideways logo throughout the whole video, just so it wouldn't just be blank song. At least it has some movement in the video. It's not a music video, but it's a little. I was playing with the editing thing, made it real quick. But eventually, I was just thinking, man, the topic today, I should put some pictures up. So I'm gonna start trying to get into the zone where you post pictures up. I've been communicating with some people, so the podcasting, I'm gonna push it. So hopefully, stay tuned for more episodes. But I wanted to make a video because when I bought this property where I live at, when we actually came to look at this house, it's just a little issue that I was like, man, I gotta get it out of my head. And I'm like, where else? I'll talk about it right here. But next to me, it's a 2-story house, and next to me, it's a single-story house. That's another story. The single-story house is another story. This story is related to the two-story house next to me. So their two-story house, their driveway is on the when you turn to my house, like they don't have a driveway. The first driveway is my driveway, and it's that the landing. You know where you pull up into a car, and it drives all the way into my driveway. So it's my driveway. You can go that driveway. You go in there, you pull up on that little ramp, and it drives you on my long driveway. You could fit like 6 cars probably in this driveway. So theirs is just their grass and their entrance. They don't have my driveway doesn't curve to their house. You know what I mean? It doesn't curve to their house. Theirs is on the opposite side of the main street. So if they want their driveway and their garage, it's a main street. You know, it's a main street. So when you make a left, so all these houses have their driveways on the main street side. I don't know if you guys understand. I would want to start putting some pictures, but as I go, you know. But yeah, their house. So they have a gate, and they have to go in there. But when the first time I came to look at this house, literally when we were pulling up, I saw that one of the guys pull up into the driveway and parked in his grass, you know. And I was like, oh, well, whatever, you know. Probably nobody's living in this house for a couple months, so they're taking they're gonna use it to their advantage, you know. They're parking in their front lawn. Like there's no concrete saying my driveway doesn't go like that, so they could park in their front lawn, you know. It's pretty much my driveway, and then it's their grass. Like it's a square, you know, and then their house is on. It meets my driveway pretty much, but that driveway, like I said, is you go in. It's the only driveway. It's the first driveway when you turn into the street, but it goes into my driveway. Um, so yeah, eventually we moved in, and I still see this guy pulling in, and I was like, okay, whatever, you know, it's the neighbors. They probably been living here forever, you know, and they probably been doing it with all the neighbors. No big deal, you know. It doesn't really bother me. Uh, and I'm like, you know, eventually we'll talk to them. But it was always weird, you know, when I'd be outside, they don't even look at me. They wouldn't even look at me the first days. Like they just go in. And it was a trip because when they see me outside, they wouldn't pull in. They literally wouldn't use my driveway to pull in. When they didn't see me, they pull in. You know, it's kind of even weird. I'll get to that story, but they would. Yeah, I was like, that's kind of weird. These people are kind of weird, and yet they never even look. Like I've tried to like kind of glance at them so I could say hi, but I was like, it's kind of awkward, you know. And I'd talk about it with my wife. Should we tell them something, you know, like should we introduce ourselves? But it wouldn't get to that point. I'm like, you know what? We don't even see them, and when they pull in and they pull out, but they would use my driveway and park in their grass, you know. It's obviously my driveway. If you were to see a picture, it's obviously my driveway. And so pretty much, it happened like that for a couple of days, and I was like, you know what? It's no big deal. The occasion will come up when we'll talk to them, you know, and we'll meet them finally. Couple months pass, you know. Then eventually I'd see a random car there. I wasn't home, and I see a different car there, and I'm like, well, this car doesn't live here. Now that's not cool, you know. That's when I'm like, okay. I'm gonna tell them as soon as I can, but the opportunity I wasn't gonna go knock at their door, you know. I'm like, I'm not gonna make a big deal like that. We're new neighbors here, but like 2, 3, 4 months passed like that, and I would see random cars, but I just wouldn't see them. I'd be in. I didn't want to wait outside. I'm like, I don't got time to wait for these people, whoever it is, whoever is visiting them. Like I said, they probably the neighbors before here that used to live here probably let them do it, and they're used to it, or they've been doing it for years. Because I met one of the neighbors that's related to them, and I think they've been in this house for 30 years. But that's beside the point. I've lived in Santana all my life too, you know, so I know how Santana runs pretty much. But yeah, so one day I was outside working on my house, and I saw a random car. So pretty much, like after them, it's the main street. They don't have, like I said, there's no access. They were using my driveway as an access and park in their driveway. So after that, it's the sidewalk on the next side. There's the sidewalk. You know how the corners have that little, when you're crossing the street, they also have a ramp. The corners, they have bushes, but once you go on that side, it's the sidewalk in the street. So what I did was, you know what? Nobody was there. I think they had a little party, and I'm like, I don't know whose car this is, you know. I'm going to get their attention one way or another. So what I did was I pulled out my truck and blocked my driveway. You know, I'm like, I'm not blocking nobody. I'm blocking my driveway. I'm not messing with nobody. I'm just putting my car right here. Nobody's going to come out. In reality, I felt like they're avoiding me. Now they have a random car just use my driveway. So what happened was, I think I was working outside for like 2 hours, and I think they were just waiting for me to go inside. Literally, I was outside like probably even more than 2 hours, and I was working and working, and I'm like, I don't see them coming out, but I was doing it on purpose too, not to be scandalous, but I'm like, I want to finally meet these people. It's been like 3 4 months, and I'm gonna get their attention one way or another. I'm not gonna knock in their door, but now they're gonna if they want to come out this way, they gotta tell me, can you move your car? And that's I'm gonna tell them, hey, what's going on. But I went in for a little while. I don't know what I did. Took a break, ate, or had stopped working. But I went in. I didn't move my truck. Once I went in, when I came back out, they drove across their bushes. Literally, they drove through the sidewalk to get out of their property. And I was like, these guys, kind of lame. It's kind of lame. I didn't even know there's. Why would you even do that? It made them look bad. So I came back to work outside, and it was two guys. They were walking. I already know who they were. One of them, I think, is just related to them. And I told him, "Hey, what's up, bro? How you doing?" And he looked at me, and the other brother like stopped, and like they were just kind of like, I don't know, ready for whatever's, I guess. And I told him, "Hey, what's up, bro? My name's Luis. And they're like, I'm like, hey, though since I was gonna be cool about it, but since I saw him drive that way, literally, they couldn't just come and ask me, hey, can you move your car, bro? We're trying to get out. What they did, they ran over their own bushes. So I'm like, you know what? They can come out. They could come in that same way too. I that made me not even want to tell them anything. But I told them in a respectful way. I told them, hey, check it out, bro. I'd appreciate it if you do not use the driveway to gain access into your property. And he's like, well, that's my driveway. I'm like, that's not your driveway, bro. That driveway it's not your driveway. I told him, so I appreciate it if you don't use it. And they're like, we've always used it. I'm like, yeah, but unfortunately, don't use it no more. You could have. I've never even talked to you. So it's like, don't use it. You could get out the same way you came in. You could come in the same way you got out. And they're like, all right. So they've never parked there again. They've never parked there again. 2 years later, like I said, they don't look at me, which I don't mind that. At the end of the day, it's like, if I live here 100 years and without saying hi to them, as long as I don't have problems with nobody. But yeah, what happened. Years were coming by. They don't say nothing. They don't say nothing. They don't look at me. They have, I think, family or parents come. They don't look at me. But the neighbor, I'm cool with. The 2 3 houses down, es pariente de ellos. He's been living here 30 years. That guy always says what's up to me. I don't know what goes on between them. One of the neighbors was like, hey, I heard you were going to fight with them. And I was like, I'm not going to fight with them over parking. This is my driveway. I just told them don't use it no more. But I wasn't trying to fight. So I don't know what they're saying. But it's just weird people, I've noticed when the guy doesn't see me, obviously they have a small parking space. It's a little bit longer than that. The guy was like, oh, I want my sister to use the driveway because they have a little driveway where they put enough to fit one car. So they're always putting trash cans there to save that, and they were parking in my driveway. And I was like, I just don't want my sister to be parking far and walking home. I'm like, hey, bro, in reality, that's not my problem. You could have addressed this. You could have presented yourself with, and told me about it, and it would have worked. But now it's too late. I'm like, now it's too late. It's my driveway. I even told them, I go to the city if there's an issue, but don't use my driveway no more. So that guy, like I said, they don't look at me. But that guy, when I'm inside, I have a camera and all that stuff, so I get alerts when someone pulls in. But what they do is they pull in to pull out. I don't have an issue with that. They pull in to reverse and park in the corner right there. So they move their buckets. But literally when I'm outside, that guy goes around the corner and does a U-turn, and then he moves his buckets all the time. I'm like, these guys are a trip. Like, I don't know what it is, what's going on in their mind, but why? Like, this was, if he sees me outside, he won't go in my driveway to pull up out. But if he doesn't see me, he does it. I'm like, these guys are just weird people, weird people. So I'm like, whatever. So I ain't gotta mess with them. I ain't disrespecting nobody. I'm just taking care of my property. What's mine is mine, and what's theirs is there. To be honest, I try not even to step on the grass. Out of respect, because it meets my driveway. So I have to. Sometimes when I open the door, I might have to step in the grass, but I even watch out for that. When people come, I'm like, they've been respecting. So I tell people, hey, don't step on the gas. Park on the grass. Park more over here. But time went by, and you know what? I was like, I'm gonna say hi to them. I always see them. They're cleaning their yard. They don't even raise their head up to see me. But I'm like, you know what? At least I'm gonna let them know I don't have problems with them. I don't want issues. And once in a while, they can say hi. We're neighbors. Who knows how long I'm gonna live here? Who knows how long they're gonna live there for? They've been living here 30 years or so. I'm not sure, but way more than me. And I'm like, you know what? There's no bad blood. For this especially, I didn't disrespect them, and I told them. So one of the ladies that lives there was coming in from work, and I took that advantage. I was like, hey, how you doing? And she's like, I'm good. And I'm like, I know we haven't introduced ourselves. I'm already talking like 2 years later. We haven't introduced ourselves, but hey, my name's Luis, and I'm your neighbor. And the first thing she said was like, yeah, you're the one who doesn't let us park in my driveway. And I was like, oh, come on, lady. I'm like, you know what? It's not your driveway. I'm introducing myself. I'm trying to be cool. But if you're like, I'm like, you know what? You're already coming like that. It's not your driveway. I'm not trying to make it about this, but the reality of it is not your driveway. She's like, well, my garage door doesn't work back there, so I can't pull up in there. And I'm like, that's not my problem. I have nothing to do with that. Go ask in the city if this is your driveway and you can bring proof that this is your property. Then there it is. But we'll bring the proof. Otherwise, don't use it's mine. Sorry. I'm actually just trying to show you there's no bad habits, and that's it. I just want to make I'm your neighbor. Want to say hi to you. But yeah, she made it all awkward right away, and I was like, she went in. She went inside. I'm like, well, bye. Because she dragged it a little bit, and I was like, you know what? It wasn't about that. I'm not trying to mess with you. But yeah, it's like, whatever. If that's the case, it seems like they got, I don't know, they got some type of social type issues, because they don't even look, they don't even raise their head. And it's like, man, since I moved in here, I'm like, that's kind of weird, but whatever. It's their own pedo, not mine. No disrespect to nobody. We're all from the same hood, but I ain't crying, because they ain't gonna say hi to me. I ain't gotta say hi to them. But yeah, that's the little thing I've been trying to get out. It's a trip. I got another neighbor too, but that's a whole different story también. We could talk about it later in the future, but for now, I just wanted to bring this up. If anybody has neighbors like that or any experiences, write them down right here. Put them down in the comments. Let me know what you think about this little event that's been going on right here. Would you guys talk to your neighbors? Keep talking to your neighbors? Would you guys fight with your neighbors? How would you come at it? I thought I came at it very good. I try not to be disrespectful, and at the end, I'm like, I got nothing to hide. I got nothing to feel ashamed of. I did what I had to do in a respectful way, and I put my foot down. Now, if they're hurt and they think it's still their driveway, then why don't they park? Why don't you keep using it? Obviously, they know it's not their parking driveway. But the first time that I told that guy, he's like, you blocked my driveway. I'm like, well, you could have just told me to move. But it's not your driveway, bro, on top of that. And then the lady was like, yeah, you're the guy that didn't let us park in our driveway. It's not your driveway. This driveway doesn't turn to your property. This driveway turns directly to my property. This is part of my property. Your driveway is on the other side. And sorry, maybe if you guys would have approached different the situation, there would have been no problem. Talking resolves a lot of things. But if you're going to come at it in a weird way too, then I'm a type of guy that's just going to let it be then. But that's what I wanted to talk about. Hopefully everybody's having a good weekend. Stay up. Stay tuned. Go check out my vids and have a good one. Peace.